Hey everybody, welcome to Tribute Band Sessions. This is a great series. It's called the Tribute Band Sessions Playbook, where you're going to learn a lot, whether you're in a band or if you're a fan, you just want to see what goes on behind the stage. Well, I got a special one for you today. What traits do successful tribute bands actually share? Do you know what that is? Well, let me tell you. If you ever wondered why some tribute bands are playing sold-out theaters, cruise ships, festivals, and corporate events, while others can't get out of the local bar circuit, it's not luck, and it's not just talent either. Today, I want to break down the real traits that successful tribute bands consistently share, regardless of genre, decade, or artist. This isn't about who played the most notes or who owns the most expensive gear. This is about what actually separates career-level tribute bands from everybody else. That could be you. Whether you're a musician, a fan, an agent, or somebody thinking about starting a tribute band, this will give you a behind-the-scenes look at what success is really like in this space. Don't you want to know that? If you're building a tribute band, you want to know how to make it super successful. I'm going to give you some tips in this series. But why don't we get started? The first trait of all successful tribute bands share is a genuine respect for the music they're honoring. You know, when you go out and see that band, you're like, man, that band gets it. And I don't mean they just know the hits. I mean studying the live versions, not just the album tracks, understanding how the songs have evolved over time, knowing what parts the audiences emotionally connect to, and respecting the feel, not just the notes. The best tribute bands treat the original artist catalog like a language. You know, it could be any language, but it's the language of people coming to see those tribute bands. They understand its grammar and accent and its emotional intent. Audience can sense immediately when a band is cashing it in, going through the motions, you know, I'm just doing it. Yep, I'm just doing it. Or actually honoring something meaningful. This respect shows up in song arrangements, vocal phrasing, transitions, and even the silence between notes, you know, when you hear crickets out there. Great tribute bands don't ask, how do we play this? They ask, how would this artist have wanted this to feel? The feel is the most important. Successful tribute bands are detail freaks. I know because I go out and see them all the time. They obsess over guitar tones, drum sounds, keyboard patches, backing vocals, tempos, endings, count-offs. But here's the key difference. They know which details matter. They don't chase perfection for musicians. They chase recognition for audiences. The moment when somebody in the crowd says, holy shh, you know, that sounds exactly like them. That moment builds credibility instantly. They know that, man, this band, they've been at work a long time to create the sound. And once an audience trusts you, they're willing to go anywhere with you. That's how you develop your fan base. This level of detail isn't accidental. It comes from rehearsal discipline. You better be rehearsing. That's all I know. Or I'm coming checking on your band. Listening sessions, you know, you drop the needle on the record, check out what kind of guitar tones it is, whether maybe the actual recording is in tune. You never know. Pink Floyd, they recorded a lot of stuff out of tune. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes into the discipline, and sometimes heated debates about a single chord or a drum fill. Who knows what it could be? That's not ego, that's professionalism. Here's the hard truth. You can sound incredible and still forgettable. Believe me, I've seen a lot of those bands that are forgettable. Successful tribute bands understand that people just don't hear the shows, they experience them. Stage presence matters because audiences watch as much as they listen. Promoters book bands that entertain, not just perform, and the energy translates even when the sound isn't perfect. This doesn't mean copying every move. It means confidence, commitment, eye contact, body language, you know, I'm doing that again, and connection with the audience. When a band looks like they believe in what they're doing, the audience believes too. Great tribute bands don't apologize for being a tribute. They own the role. They step into the world of the artist and invite the audience to step in with them. This is where many tribute bands fail. Successful tribute bands walk a very fine line that is. They respect the look, but avoid parody. They honor the image without becoming cosplay. Costumes, hairstyles, lighting, and visuals all matter, but only if they are earned. The best bands understand the why behind the aesthetic. Get it? They don't dress the part because they're told to. They do it because it reinforces the story they're telling on stage. They want to bring that audience in. And importantly, they let the music remain the hero. When the visuals support the performance instead of distracting from it, audience stay emotionally engaged instead of mentally critiquing. Here's a big one. Every successful tribute band has a point of view. They can answer a question like, why does this band exist? What makes this experience different? Who is this for? Some bands lean toward album-accurate recreations, live-era recreations, a specific decade of an artist, or deeper cuts along the hits. The key is clarity. Clarity, my friends. Audiences don't want confusion. Promoters want to know exactly what the band is doing. The most successful tribute bands can explain their concept in one sentence. The clarity makes marketing easier, bookings easier, and fan loyalty stronger. Here's something that surprises people. The best tribute bands are not afraid to take risk. They might pull out a deep cut instead of another obvious hit, rework an arrangement subtly, change pacing in a live setting, critique unique intros or transitions. These aren't reckless risks. They are calculated risks based on audience trust. That's you guys out there that are fans. Once fans know you can deliver a core experience, they're excited to be surprised. That surprise keeps repeat attendance high, and you want that. You want to be selling out these theaters that you're playing. And repeat attendance is what turns tribute bands into a sustainable career. This might be the most important trait of all. Ready? Get ready to write this one down. Successful tribute bands are on time, prepared, easy to work with, consistent, and organized. Of course they're organized. The successful ones are, that is. They communicate early. They show up with the proper tech riders. Everybody needs a tech rider if you're going to be playing some of these big places. So get that prepared. Respect venues, crews, and promoters. Man, if you respect those people, next time you're in, they're going to give you some love. Understand contracts and expectations of the contracts. Talent might get you booked once. Professionalism gets you booked again and again and again and again. Should I say it? Again. In this space, reputation spreads fast. Don't forget, promoters talk, agents talk, cruise lines talk, production companies talk. The bands that treat this like a business rise quickly, and that's what you want. You want your band to shoot to the stars, to have a successful, long career. You want to start selling out those theaters, don't you? Finally, successful tribute bands think long term. They're not chasing a one viral moment, a one big show, a one lucky break. No. They're building a brand, a reputation, a fan base, a reputable experience. They understand that tribute bands aren't about nostalgia alone. They're about connection, connecting generations, connecting fan to memories, connecting music to moments in people's lives. These people are paying some ticket prices to come see you. You gotta give them that connection. Bands that understand this stay relevant even as trends shift. So when you look at successful tribute bands, what do they really share? Not just talent, they share respect for the music, obsession with the right details. I've seen some bands really obsess. It can be down to the color of the casing of an amp. Strong stage presence, authentic aesthetics, a clear point of view, willingness to take smart risk, professionalism, come on people, and a long-term vision. This is why the best tribute bands aren't just cover bands. They're storytellers, curators, and keepers of musical legacy. If you're in this world or thinking about entering it, understanding these traits can change everything. I hope you go back and watch this episode 10 times, write everything down. Hope it helps you in building that big, successful tribute band, because I want to see you out there in the theaters, in the big, giant arenas. Come on, you can do it. You just have to work hard. Thanks for watching this series. Thanks, everybody, for watching Tribute Band Sessions Playbook, the new series from Tribute Band Sessions. Don't forget to watch our podcast, which drops every Wednesday, and jump over to our website. That is tributebandsessions.com, tributebandsessions.com, where you can sign up for our mailing list, and there's a bunch of stuff going on over there. Also, you can stream this series wherever you get your podcasts, which is what we do. We do a podcast. Every Wednesday, we drop a new interview. You want to catch that? Don't forget about that. Streaming everywhere, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, also on YouTube. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you being a fan of this series and our podcasts. Join us for another one coming soon.